Hi, Kate. Congratulations on getting another car. I hope you don't have to get it registered in Jersey. I hope you're going to bring it back here or another state along the way. You don't want to have the same plates as Dr. Meredith. And maybe we'll bump into him. That is, if he really lives there. That we haven't documented that, have we? I think that was an issue where he really phones in from. Anyway, I do hope you have safe drive, and we'll see you back next week. And I'll be there. I'm still sinusy, so I may sound funny, but I'm getting better. Anyway, pertaining to your question, it was long, but I thought it was really thorough, but Dr. Meredith grades you up. I don't, so, Anyway, but you did cover a lot of information, and I liked how you mentioned the nation building. It isn't like World War II with the rebuilding of ruined infrastructure. In these situations, the infrastructure is non-existent, so it is building from scratch, which is very, very different. And also, there are bigger distances, I think, between countries and advancement than there was at that time. With these countries we're dealing with that have are still developing, it is basic things like utilities and things that allow for civil stability and create that unrest when it's not there. You mentioned about some of the solutions should be found locally. I like how you mentioned the American Civil War. That was an internal war, and it was the Reconstruction. All that was long and painful, but there's an element to, that process that does make you own it. And I think I took notes along the way, but I'm gonna kind of be jumping around a little bit also. But I think there is this problem of getting involved and wanting it done, I think, quickly, and having it done our way because we think our way is correct. And I see some value in how Snow states things and what I perceive as reality and realistic solutions. But I think a lot of it is coming back to our attitude and our finances, and we've gotten into things that we can't handle financially. You're right, when someone like the U.S. gets involved in something and makes decisions, when it goes wrong, we're an easy target to blame. Hey, nobody else maybe had the guts to do it, and we did, so we get blamed. But if somebody doesn't want our help, we're just setting ourselves up for it. So when you talk about these internal wars, I think it is really valuable to bring that out as an issue, because they need to be part of the solution. And it's just like when you grew up being a kid, or if you're parenting or babysitting or whatever, kids need to learn the value of $1 and to appreciate what they've earned, and then how to spend it. And like we do when we learn, we look forward to turning 18 so we can vote, or 16 so we can drive, or whatever. But there are certain things that are human and societal rites of passage, perhaps, or points in time where if it's just handed to somebody, it really is meaningless. And when somebody has some level of struggle or toil to attain the benefit, it's much better. It's like this car. It sounds like you didn't expect it to be handed to you, and for whatever reason, how you're being blessed with this, it sounds like it was something that you didn't expect. And so I think America has had this paternal approach in the past where we footed a lot of that's not proper, I know. We handled a lot of the cost in some of the stuff, but we wanted the authority, and they were kind of synonymous with one another. I think it is important for us to back off, not be Buchanan-like, Pat Buchanan that is, and not have any involvement with the outside world, but we can't go in and turn someone else's culture upside down and then spend all of our money after we've spent all that money, and then build them something that they may not appreciate and likely won't. Look at Japan. They're not really in the category of being a military threat, but they've been extremely successful after World War II, and we discussed that in class. I know not this week because I wasn't there, but the week before about the whole, or the one before, I forget, but the idea was that these countries would get stronger, and we would be on a more even playing field, and there would be more interaction. But they got stronger and we got weaker, and we lost some sources of our economic base, and that's critical. I know you pointed that out. We can't afford to do those kind of things, and so it really is important to weigh all these things as we approach the prospect of intervention in the future. And I agree with you with the possibility of humanitarian aid, whether it's medical, food, those kind of things. But it is really, really critical that we not worsen it. And I think we're guilty of that, such as we dig a well for a group of people, and they actually get slaughtered because the villagers next door to them want that water. Things like that. Beth Messiah happens to be working on a well digging project in Ethiopia, so I thought of that. But and our endeavor is to make it deep enough and have spare parts on site, and have a technician there as well to sustain it for this particular area and the surrounding community, so these people don't get slaughtered for their fresh water. And so it's critical to know what else is going on. There's all these other factors. We just think, hey, we can go in and fix this and it'll work, and it doesn't happen that way. And we seem to be slow learners in that respect. And I think our economy, this long slag we've had, has really hopefully brought us to the point where, I know us in our class, we realize a lot of this, but I hope a lot of other people are realizing that this is just something we can't afford. And I think that this change in warfare has made us realize we're just not dealing with the same things we did before.